Three, two, one, and we're live. What's happening today, Arizona?
Not much, Brett. How you doing?
Doing great today. Thank you. Everything's really going well. We got that storm, that Dorian, coming through in Florida
Yeah.
um, in a day or so, but it looks like it's going to hit the East Coast. I'm out on the West Coast.
I know. I was going to say, I'm glad. Are y'all expect to get a bunch of heavy rain though? Still?
I don't think it's going to be bad.
Okay.
I don't think
Good.
it's going to be bad. I think it's just hitting the East Coast, and we may get a little bit of rain, but not that much. It may hit where you're at in Savannah.
Yes, that's actually my. Like I said, I have a friend that's in the tree removal services, and his mouth is watering right now. His mouth is watering right now because that's when they get. He'll do. I think the last time the hurricane came through, he did like a little over 100,000 in like 11 or 12 days. Um,
Wow.
yeah. It's just really it's horrible that's what I mean. His you know uh, that's good business for him as a hurricane. It sucks,
Yeah, it
but
sure is. I know, I
yeah.
know. Good day to be a roofer too, right?
Oh yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Good day to be a
Abs-
roofer. I mean, I think as marketers, it's unfortunate we can't change the weather patterns, and we don't hope bad stuff. But if something's going to happen, that's a good time. You have 5 days to go get a GMB where the storm is going to hit for roofer,
Yes.
tree
Yes.
removal, or something like that, and get that shit started.
Oh yeah, and that's another thing. I know we don't touch on the subject, but when doing lead gen through, there's some pretty cool lead gen through Facebook ads. You know what I mean? That's a whole nother subject. It's super saturated, but like that's one of the beautiful things. One of the reasons we decided to stick with the tree industry in the GMB pages is because we do have that opportunity for storm chasing, and that's how my friend, that's how his SEO guy, which I'm replacing, that's how he
Right.
found him. It was during the last storm. He gets this random call and he says, "Hey, I'm going to shoot you some leads for about 3 or 4 days. And if you like what you're getting, we'll talk then." And then he went and
Right.
plugged his phone number into the back of the call forwarding system. Boom,
Right.
he starts getting all these leads from the GMB page. And then for the last 2.5 years, he's been faithfully paying his SEO guy 10% of every lead that turns into a sale. He's been paying an average of $2,000 a month for about 2.5 years to his SEO guy.
I mean,
And
I
that's
think that's great. If you get two honest people,
yes, yes,
you get
yes.
two honest people. I think that's, and I believe that most people are honest. I really do. I believe most people are honest, and I think that's a good model to take 10% of the leads. For me, I don't know, man. I just and it's my maybe in this way. Like I like to think that I'm a free thinker, but in this way, I think maybe I'm not. Like I don't want to know anything about your business. I don't want to know if you made 20,000 or 2 million or $2. Just
Yeah,
I just want my 1,000 or my 2,000 a month, whatever it is, and do your thing.
yeah.
You
No, I
know.
like I like where I like you opened my mind a lot when you brought it to my attention about how much more work and hassle and aggravation it comes when it comes to the actual tracking leads. And I'm sure there are some exceptions to the rule, but I think like you think now. Like I would rather have my standard upfront, whether it be it's 1,000 to 2,000 a month for the service, and
Right.
that allows me to focus so much more of my attention on either keeping GMB sites ranked number one or building new ones, getting new clients, building the
Right.
company. And it is a lot of hassle, and it's just I just think it's streamlines the process a lot more the way that you do it.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I mean, I kind of think that if you're going to have 10 to 20 clients, let's just say,
Hmm.
I don't want it to be a job to monitor their sales and make sure they're giving me my fair share.
Yeah, absolutely. I
I'd
agree.
rather be doing something else. I'd rather go to the beach. How's
Huh.
that?
Yeah, yeah,
Right?
absolutely.
For
Yeah.
2,000 less a month, I'd rather go to the beach. I'd rather have my own time. But like I said, maybe I'm being short-sighted. I'm sure people do it another way, and it's fine the way they do it, but it's not for me. So Today
Okay.
is episode 2, and we're going to get started. And we're designing this course for people who have no knowledge in lead generation or getting their website in the Google 3-pack. So if you're a marketer who's been in the business for a very long time, you're probably not going to learn too much. However, if you want to stick around, I'm sure there's always something that you're going to learn. And the other thing is, I think our entertainment quality is pretty good because, as we said in our first meeting, in episode 1, we both did some time in jail. So we could bring up that type of stuff too. And there's some interesting things there. Most people, 98% of the population hasn't been in jail, and what they see is only on TV. So we could sprinkle in some stories too. It's a
Yeah.
good thing to know, right? Okay.
Right.
So why don't we get started, Arizona, and let's talk about what you want to learn today.
Okay, so after our our first video session, we kind of did
Hey,
an
just hold that mic closer to your mouth.
Okay, after our first video session, we kind of did a brief overview and introduced ourselves, and I would like to jump right into to actually the research and finding the areas and categories to stake my claim and to start ranking in GMB page. So over the weekend, basically what I did was I did a bunch of just Google searches, and I searched. Uh, I looked up the cities in Georgia by population. I wrote them all down, and then I went through and Googled every city, say Savannah tree and stump removal,
Right.
Statesboro tree and stump removal, Valdosta tree and stump removal. And then what I did is I wrote down exactly how many GMB pages for each search, and I would like for us to I would like to go through some of those that I've put stars by, and I would like for you to help me decide if this is the proper way to do to search this and do this research, if I'm doing it right,
Awesome.
and help me decide the little nuances of, yeah, this is going to be a good area for you to target, or no, this is going to be a bad one, and the reasons why.
Certainly, my pleasure.
Okay, and now one more thing before we got started. I know we talked about the type of businesses that this works for, and emergency services. Now, one that I've stumbled on, and I want to get your opinion before we go any further, is bail bonds. You get locked up, you call somebody, hey, get me out of jail. Boom. This is and usually to bail out of jail, at least in Georgia, you have to pay 10% of whatever the bond amount is. So a
How much
percent?
percent? 10?
10, yes. So
Okay, right.
if
Same thing in New York.
okay, so if your average bond for a non-violent felony is going to be around $4,000 to $5,000, so that's $400 to $500
Right.
is what they generate, and for something like a DUI, it's around $1,000, $1,400. So it's every call they get that turns into a customer is at least $100. So if we can generate 10 calls a week, 8 calls a week, this would be amazing service for them. I just want to get your opinion on that.
I think it's great. I was talking to somebody yesterday, and I think two things. I think something with repetitive business for a couple of $100 or $1,000, that's a repetitive business where you could pick up, 10 calls a week, or something where, a business where, they just need one score, like plastic surgery. They just need one score of $15,000, $20,000. They just need one client, right? So I think it's a great idea.
Okay, so what? And one more thing before we get into the searching, I have decided, and I'd like to tell everybody else, and also get your opinion on the importance, at least I found in my mind, of sticking when it comes to ranking rents, which is kind of the angle I'm going at it initially, is sticking with one or two categories and getting really good at ranking those. And then it has this snowball effect. So you can get referrals of the same industry. other tree removal guys want to hear about how you made money for other tree removal guys. So you can get the testimonials, the case studies, and if you get really good at, and that also helps with the content on the websites. If you get good at writing content or collecting content on a specific subject, it just makes it that much easier whenever you repeat the process in a different area. So the two areas that I've decided to target are tree and stump removal and bail bonds. And for the time being, I'm going to stick with those two. If I got a paying client that was in a different industry and they just gave me an upfront 50, that may be different. But as far as the ranking rents, so I'm putting my time, my money into ranking, I'm just going to stick with the two. How do you feel about that?
You know what? That's not a new idea. That doing that one thing, right? We didn't invent that.
Yeah.
But it certainly is there is a reason why it's been around so long. So there's this fella SEO guy that I follow once in a while. His name is Chase Rayner. And he put out a video this weekend talking about why he's getting out of SEO. And anyway, in his video, he said if he had to do it all over again, he would have only done iPhone repair. He wouldn't have done anything else. He just would have stayed in iPhone repair. He would have just rank and rented for iPhone repair, because that's the industry that he knew best and it was easily to replicate, and that's what he liked to do. And I believe that is a great idea. I think that's great for you, Arizona, is to stay with one, maybe two industries that you know about and just bang them out. There's plenty of business for tree removal and bail bonds. In fact, there's plenty of business just for one. All over the United States, bail bonds.
Yeah.
Forget it.
Absolutely. Okay, so I guess I'll go ahead and start. You got my screen recording, right? You see my screen?
Sure do.
Okay, all right. Yes, so one of the ones I highlighted was Valdosta Tree Service. And okay, so I believe there are only 15. We go through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
I think there's 20 on each page.
Okay.
15?
Well, there's 15 total.
15 okay. Total. That's because there's only total, right?
One page. Yeah, there's only one page. So there's 15 services. So can you show me why this is this, or would this not be? I see right here we have a Valdosta Tree Service, which could be a SEO guy because the GMB, the exact match naming.
Correct.
But what is your take on this?
I don't know yet. What I would do is I would go to open up another window in Google, and I want to know the population in Valdosta.
Okay.
And if we got a population over 40,000 to 200,000, somewhere around there, I think it's a great idea. In fact, I don't really care as long as it's more than 40,000.
Okay, so we're at 56,000.
Beautiful, 56,000. It's a winner. It's a winner. It's a winner. First of all, here's why it's a winner. It has a population over 40,000, and there's only one page of results. So you could rank within 3 days there.
Really think so?
Yeah. Oh, I know so. I know it.
Okay, so then as I'm going through this, just for everybody listening, I'm actually writing down, and I'm actually going to make the decision. So Valdosta.
Right.
Valdosta Tree Service. And I last time when I spoke to Brett last week, I told him my goal was to have 10 rank and rents by Christmas. And so the decision that I made in my mind was, let's go ahead and create 10. Let's go through today. I want to go through and pick 10. Perfect. And go ahead and create them, get them started, and run them through the process of all 10. So, all right, there's Valdosta Tree Service. Now, let's go to. Okay,
so now what I would do if you're going to do tree service in that area, take a look at the other. Take a look at the other towns, like Stockton, Off to the right there.
Stop to right here.
Yeah. See what's doing there. See what the population is there.
Oh, it's 1,000 people.
Okay, so that's not good.
No, this is not a metro area. Valdosta
I see. I see. Okay, so you know the areas better than I do. So
Mhm.
I would pick areas close around there if you can. Maybe expand the map.
Okay.
So do you want to do it that way, or do you? Okay, okay, no, that's fine. That's fine.
So even with the map expanded, fairly decent size, we're only coming up with 21 services now.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I definitely, I
I guess
feel.
the rest of the population is just a small.
Yeah,
It's
they're
just a
all real
small.
small. Yeah, see, most of Georgia's population is really concentrated around Atlanta. You know, we have 9 million people in Georgia, and 6 million
Right.
of them are in Metro Atlanta.
Wow. Wow.
So,
Wow.
yeah, 2/3 of the whole state lives in Metro Atlanta.
You ever been locked
So,
up in Atlanta?
I have. I've been locked up in DeKalb County Jail, and I was. I remember when I was out there doing wrong, and I would
Right.
drive by that jail. It's this massive,
Right.
8-story twin tower behemoth of a county jail.
Was there a
And
bridge in
yeah,
the middle of it where you could walk from one side of the jail enclosed to the other?
yes, there was.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
That's how it was in Manhattan too.
yeah, I remember riding by every day and looking at that place when I was getting on 285, and I would think, man, it's gonna suck when I have to go there, because I knew I would. You're when you live that kind of lifestyle, or the kind of life I was living, you're just kind of like,
You just knew it
accept.
was a matter of time.
Well, yeah, you just resign to the fate that I'll get locked up sooner or later on whatever. And I got arrested on parole violation for failing a drug test, and I was literally the only white person on my whole floor, not just my dorm. I'm talking about the entire sixth floor, the whole.
Yeah.
But yeah, so which I was like the novelty white guy, so like what I mean, I was like the that novelty item, so it was
Yeah.
fine. I mean, I've been in that my whole life. That was literally the food I've got. I was raised in the system more or less. I became a man in the system, so
Sure.
I'm used to eating just like trash, awful food.
Yeah.
And I've got
Food's
the iron
terrible.
stomach. Yeah,
I
I've
mean,
got this iron stomach that I can eat anything.
right.
You know what I mean?
Well, I'll tell you
Right,
something.
right.
When I worked on Rikers Island, and I was an officer on Rikers Island, they would bring the food cart in, while the midday, where they would do the count, they would lock everybody in, right? I forget. That's
Uh-huh.
4 or 5 years
Yep.
ago. I don't remember what it's called anymore.
Uh,
But anyway, from 3 to 4 o'clock, they would, you go in and rest, and they lock all the doors, and they do a security check, and they bring up the food cart, and the food cart would come up, and I'd have to check all the trays to make sure there's no contraband in the trays. Almost every single time. Well, every time there were roaches running through the food,
oh my
but
God!
almost
Don't
every
tell
time.
me that.
But
Do not tell me
every
that.
time, every
Oh
single
my
time there were
God!
roaches running through the food, and almost every time there was a mouse in the cart.
Are you
Almost every
serious?
time. Yep, yep,
Man, see
yep.
that, and oh man, that sucks. I know. I mean, I know that's the kind of stuff I was getting. It's just
Well, you didn't see roaches in
you don't
jail?
see it. Well, no, they're not crawling on your food. You do see them, from time to time. But
Right.
that's one thing about in Georgia, the Department of Corrections in Georgia, the
Yeah.
inmates, especially at these the higher security prisons where people have, multiple life sentences, 30, 40,
Right.
50 years, they're not going to put up with that kind of shit. They're going to demand, they're going to be like, they're going to file grievances, file lawsuits. I mean, they have
Right.
to spend the rest of their life here. So they're actually really adamant about
Yeah.
cleanliness and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So, I know you're a captain. I know that, that's how, get the captain down here. They would do some
Right. Right. Right.
floor
Yeah.
officer would do something stupid
Yeah.
and be like,
Right.
oh, we're going to riot if you don't bring the captain down here. Get the captain
Right.
down here.
Yeah. Oh, that
Because
sucked, man.
Yeah, you can make decisions, and if some
Correct.
CO1 floor officer, they can't do shit.
Correct. I was just a level 2 jail guard, but I would hate that when the inmates would demand to see me, and it was like you were calling the concierge
Yes.
of an expensive
Yes.
hotel. Like we don't like the living arrangements here. I used to hate that, man. I used to hate that shit. Yeah, that sucked. But you got to remember something. Rikers Island was a jail, meaning that you were held there until you either made your bail or until you got sentenced.
How many
So
people does Rikers Island hold?
it holds 20,000, but right now
Oh
the
my
population is only about 8,000.
That is insane.
But
That's
Rikers Island
massive.
has eight. Yeah, Rikers Island has 8 jails on it. So 8 or 9 jails, I forget. So it's like schools. So if you think of it like schoolhouses, there's 8 schools on this island that was made out of trash, out of compost, and they just kept adding to it, and then just built jails there. And so there's a lot of vermin on that island, all over the place. It's disgusting. I hate it. In fact, to this day, if I have if I'm sitting at my computer and all right, I'm a guy, so I take my socks off and throw them on the ground, and I look over to the right-hand side of my peripheral vision. I look over to the right-hand side. I'll always think it's a mouse.
Oh yeah.
Always. I'll always think it's a mouse. Yeah. That's the thing I'm haunted by the most. Mice. I hate them. All right.
Okay.
What are we doing here? I forgot.
Okay. All right. We're going back into now another city that I searched for in Georgia, and I want to point this out to everybody watching. I'm starting in Georgia because I live in Georgia, so it just makes no sense. And I'm
Why does it make sense?
Well, because I'm knowledgeable about the area, and what it made sense most to me is that if it required me to, but when it comes to the sales process and actually selling the service to some tree guys about all this stuff, I can say like, hey, I'm here in Georgia. I'm out of Georgia. If I needed to take the trip there to shake some hands or something to try to close the deal, I'm not saying that's not what I'm trying to do. That's not what I want to do. I'm just saying that
you're just gonna wind up with a dirty hand. You're gonna have to use antibiotic. The only thing it's gonna do is you're gonna have to use antibacterial on your hand.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this isn't the 1970s anymore. People are used to doing business. Do you go shake the Visa person's hand? Do you shake the AT&T people's hand?
You're right. I'm not.
You running around shaking hands? What are you running for mayor?
Okay, you're right. Stand corrected.
Stop thinking that small mentality.
Okay, all right. Well, so that was initially why obviously I'm knowledgeable of the area.
Listen, it's a good idea because that's your comfort zone. But don't think that you're going to go driving around shaking people's hands.
Okay. All right. It's out. There's no more thought there. Thought's gone.
Thank you. And you're also not going to hire a sales crew to go knock on doors, right?
We've already talked about that. I'm definitely not.
All right, good. I just saved you 5 years of your life.
Thank you.
I figured you did enough time.
Smart guy. We got a real smart ass on our hands. I appreciate it. Thank you. Okay,
You're
so
welcome.
this one is Albany, Georgia. I believe.
Can you tell that guy to stop laughing? You know what?
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. When I go out, I never laugh. Like I'm so conscious of where I am. Like my outside voice and my inside voice are completely different.
Is it?
Oh, please.
When
I'm outside, you never even knew I was there. All right, so that's a good population.
Okay,
73,000.
73,000.
And how many are in the three pack?
Okay, I have it written down. The 3-pack we have 19. Hold on. There's 20. Let's see. 20. 1, 2, 3, 4. 24.
Excellent.
24. So we got a green light on that one as well. Green light.
All right, we do that. Now look, I'm going to show you something that I don't do.
Okay.
I'm going to show you something that I don't do, but something you can do.
Okay.
Right? So you could go to Southern Tree Services, for example, right? No reviews. Click that.
Okay.
Click suggest and edit.
Just an edit.
Just an edit. Yep.
I've heard this. I've seen these tips on
Yeah,
YouTube.
yeah, 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 yeah. Remove this place.
And just click it right now.
That's it. And Google will take a look at that. It'll bubble up to their, just select the reason. It's not a real business.
Select the reason.
Right there.
Doesn't exist or fake spam.
Yeah.
Fake
Whatever.
spam.
Whatever you
one?
want. I don't care.
Doesn't
That's
exist.
good. It's offensive. I don't know. Doesn't exist. I don't
Send.
know. All right, send. So, like, if you do that with a couple of other people, and there's 20 something, but you know that a few of those are fake, and a couple of people all hit that, they're going to remove it from the Google 3-pack.
Okay, and I also saw that on a couple of YouTube videos, which I saw one of yours as well, where you're actually telling people, you're advising people that, like, hey, if you don't have an exact match GMB domain, these people are going to come by and they're going to snitch on you, and it's going to bump you off the rankings. You know what I mean? So, like, if your GMB name is not matching up, then it's super easy for someone to go into an edit and it's going to knock you off the rankings, right?
That's correct. That's correct. So, for example, if you go back to page 1 on Google over there, just hit the 1. And I'm sure Southern Tree Services, Inc. Click the website. Or mouse over where it says website. The first one. Mouse over. What's the website? What's the website address? What's the website name?
It is Southern Tree.
Oh, it is.
They have an exact match. They have an exact match.
Okay, then that's fine. That's fine.
I
Scroll all
have
the way down. Let me see what type of website that is. It looks like a Weebly site. You know about the power of Weebly?
I do not know about the power of Weebly.
Okay, I'll teach you. Scroll down.
Okay.
If you scroll all the way to the bottom, I just want to see if it's a Weebly site. It may be a WordPress site, but it could be a Weebly site. Let me see. Scroll down. Oh, website builder. Okay, GoDaddy website builder. It's probably the same thing. Okay, go back.
Go back. Now let's. Now this is one thing I wanted to ask about. Okay, like Savannah bail bonds. And bail bonds. Now, in Savannah bail bonds, Savannah's population is right at 200,000. You only have 4 in total, all of Savannah GMBs. Now, I looked at this as possibly, at first I looked at this, I'm like, oh, it's amazing. It's a city with 200,000 people, and there's only 4 GMBs for bail bond, and we can get in here and bang this out super fast. But are there any pitfalls? Are there any negative sides to there only being 4? Like in my mind, I thought that maybe, what if we go in and rank it and none of the 4 want to use our service? You know what I mean? If there's not enough,
that's
that
true.
was my
because that's right because they're all getting business because there's only 4, right?
So what's a healthy?
Then again, number? if you were Savannah, wouldn't you want to be 2 of the 3 choices?
Absolutely.
Right. So my question is, how many people get locked up in Savannah?
A lot. So it's got one of the per capita of very, very high crime rates. Savannah, Georgia. It's only got 200,000 people, but they've got
most of them are criminals.
They've got it's a lot. They're counting jail for a $200,000 population. They've got about a 3,000 man count in jail.
Wow.
It's huge. It's huge.
So if you know that, I would do it. Okay. I would do it. What do you got to lose? Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, you're right. Absolutely. Okay, now, and here's one more question that just brought to my mind, and we've discussed this. How can I use Google Trends to find an abnormality in business activity for like a certain location? Like we talked about, maybe there's a city that's only got 50,000 people in it, but they get the same amount of DUIs or the same
Right.
amount that a city of 200,000 people.
I had to
And
do
then
that for a client. Yeah, I had
Okay.
to do that for a client. So what I did was, and this was a couple of months ago, so off the top of my head, I just put in cities in Florida with the highest DUIs, and I think
Okay.
Sarasota, Florida was like one of them, right? And then I went to Google Trends and typed in and just did some searching, just did some researching. See, that's what I was going to ask you to do, but you knew it off the top of your head what the population was and what the population to be arrested in that town was.
Okay. So how? But let's say I didn't know it off the top of my head. Can you walk me through that? How
Yeah,
would
yeah.
I?
I would just sure.
Okay.
Just go to
Okay.
Google and put crime rate. I would just go to crime rate in Savannah, Georgia. Crime rate, or crime rate or crime statistics.
Okay. With a crime rate of 41 per 1,000, so that has one of the highest crime rates in America compared to all communities of sizes. So boom.
Wow.
Yeah, and there's only 4 bail bonding companies. You know what I mean?
All right, so get in there.
Okay.
Get
All
that
right.
money.
Decision
That
made.
money.
Decision made. So
Now, my question to you is, how are you going to go about getting these GMBs?
Okay. Well, that is going to be. I know that we talked about it, and we'll tell everybody else. I know that there are a couple different strategies, from posting on Craigslist for odd
Right.
jobs and offering to
Right.
pay $20 or something to verify the postcard. And then
Right.
I've not looked at them. I've heard you talk about them on YouTube a lot. Was it GMB Rock Stars? Is who you
That's
talk
correct.
about? Okay,
Yeah, there
so
are
who
about
exactly?
100.
What do they do? And exactly, was it a website? What is it?
Yeah, so go to the website. The fellow who runs it, his name is Daniel. I don't know him personally. I've just dealt with him a little bit. GMBRockstars.com. And you go there and you can purchase a GMB. I think they're about $110 each.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. I
So
mean,
it's
right now,
how fast of a process
it's
is it
not
to run
fast,
these
man. I've been
surveys?
waiting for 6 for about 2 weeks.
Really?
Yeah, it's not fast.
It's not. Is Fiverr not another viable option to
I've never
or
used it. I don't know. I
I
know
mean, I would.
people. There are people on there that sell. Do a Google search for it. I think it's GMB Rockstars. But that's correct. You can post an ad.
Okay, there we go. All right.
Right. So you could purchase some. You could purchase them there. What? Okay, scroll up. What did they put in there? Wait. What did they put? What is that? Scroll up. Okay. Oh, I thought they were putting in a thing saying they're out of business. Okay.
He's like, what?
Okay. Yeah, I was like, what? Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Okay. All right. Services we offer on GB verification.
yeah, so you could use
GB
them.
authorization.
You could use them, but you could also like get a GMB to your house.
Yeah.
So just go to like a little sign maker where they make those little plastic signs and put Savannah bail bonds. And get a little sign and stick it in front of your house and then just take a picture of it.
Wait, hold on a second. You can do that?
I've done it.
Okay, so that when you create a GMB, Google gives you a couple different ways to verify it? Is that what I'm understanding?
Correct. And one of the ways is postcard verification.
Okay.
So they may ask, do you have any signage? Right? So you just get one of those signs and just put it on your lawn. You live at 1010 Main Street, and that's for Savannah bail bonds. Now you can't use that office again for Savannah bail bonds. You can't use 1010 Main Street. However, you can use 1010 Main Street Suite 101. 1010 Main Street Suite 102, but you're gonna have to talk to your mailman and let them know that you run a business out of there, and you could probably get a couple to your house. You could probably get 2 or 3 to your house. You get the address, you get Suite 101 and Suite 102. I don't think that's gonna work for 100 suites.
Yeah, that's actually really cool though. That's those little tricks. You're a tricky one now. Right,
I am tricky.
You're tricky.
I am tricky.
And those, that's where those little things are what really sets you above and apart from, people that just don't put in that little extra or can't think that little outside of the box to really do whatever it takes to get the job done.
I appreciate that. I don't know where I saw that or I read that, but I got to be honest, I didn't make that up. But I remembered it. And it was enough to remember and to give that information out to somebody else who hasn't heard of that before.
Okay, so what is the other? Do they not offer like what are the different ways that they offer for verification? The postcard,
they also
signage, and what else?
Phone verification. Well, it's just two ways of verification. Depending on the industry, sometimes Google will just let you phone verify. So, for example, you go get a GMB, you put in all the information, and when you click submit, it'll say, "Great, we'll send you a postcard. You should receive it in 2 weeks."
Okay.
Sometimes they go, put in your cell number, put in your phone number, and we'll text you a code.
Okay.
And then you put that code in GMB, and it's verified instantly.
Okay, awesome. So I'm obviously assuming that they go off of the IP address, the geolocation on your phone. Do you think it would be possible to use like a VPN or something to spoof your phone's location? And then...
Well, you could only use one phone number per GMB.
Mm-hmm. I gotcha.
Right?
Okay, yeah, one phone number. So even if you have multiple how about this? How about getting ranked for, let's say that I'm a gym, okay, and I have 3 separate gyms in Tampa, Florida. I have 3 different gyms. Do I have to create 3 separate GMB pages for each one of those locations? You have the same brand, the same company, the same everything, or can I just?
You could use one. You could use one. That's not where my expertise lies, right? So that's something that I haven't explored fully. So I'm just going to take a pass on that and say I don't know exactly how that works. Okay. I know it's something simple. I could find out in 10 minutes. Anybody could, but that's not my area of expertise. Multiple locations.
Okay. So all right. So the next thing I have, and I'd like for us to delve into a little bit before our time's up, is okay. So my what I just, like I said, I want to go ahead and create my 10. That was my goal. I want to go ahead and get them created, get the process started.
Hold on a second, Arizona. Wait, hold on a second. If you're going to create 10 GMBs, you need 10 phone numbers. So you're either going to need to have right. So I would sign up with Callfire and get 10 phone numbers. Callfire, it's called.
Okay, I'll write that down. Call.
So there's a place called Callfire and another one called Twilio, TWILIO.
Okay. See, the one I looked at was called CallRail, and it was $45. It was $45 a month. You got 10 numbers at $45 a month.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's good. So that's good if you want to use them. I don't know which one's cheaper. Here's the thing: when they give you a phone number, try to get a phone number that wasn't used before.
It wasn't used before, and you wanted to be local to that area, obviously.
Correct. So what's your area code in Georgia?
The one I'm at right now is 912. That's
Right.
Savannah. That's where I'm at. Yeah, 912.
Okay, so if you could get a bunch of 912 phone numbers, that's great. But when you get the phone numbers, put them in Google and make sure it wasn't your local pizza place or something like that, because Google already associates that phone number with the pizza place.
So make sure if you're going to use a call
Try
service
to.
that you get new, fresh numbers and they're local to the area you're trying to rank.
Correct.
Okay, awesome. Okay, my next question is how many, um, how many GMBs do you recommend a person tackle at one time? Let's say that you're going to say, what would you say is if you're working hard?
Go back to Savannah. I know what you're saying. Go back to Savannah bail bonds. Yeah, go back to that page right there.
Yeah.
So for the past, go ahead, click that link.
Which link?
The Savannah bail bonds. That you're right there. Okay. So for the past 20 years, there's been 4 bail bonds in Savannah, Georgia.
Yes.
Would it look fishy to Google if all of a sudden 6 more opened up in the next 3 days?
Understood.
Okay.
Okay. I think the question, I guess, my question is not in the same category, but what would be a healthy workload if I did like Savannah bail bonds, Albany bail bonds, Tampa bail bonds?
Yeah. Good.
I'm saying, like, what would you
I think it
recommend
matters.
to a person?
I don't know. I don't think it matters. Don't be afraid of making a mistake.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Don't be afraid of making a mistake. I mean, so what? They all got shut down. That's not what we want done. But don't do things being afraid. Like go for it, man. You know. But I just don't do things stupidly. Like don't put 10 bail bonds in Savannah. There's been 4 for 20 years. It'd look very suspicious if 10 more opened up. If you want to spread them out, do them all in one day.
No. Okay. Do you recommend?
They're separate from each other.
Do you recommend doing multiple GMBs for same location, for the same category? Is there a strategy behind that?
Yeah, strategy is you're going to get thrown off. So, for example, like I just said, if you open 6 more bail bonds in Savannah that all looked fishy, then you can get shut down.
Okay. Because I think I saw one video one time. It was actually a video you did. You were like, you don't need a website. This was older, a little bit older. Like, you don't need a website. Just go create 10 GMBs, and this, that, and the third, and we're going to get you a first, second, third, fourth, and fifth. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know what I mean?
And did you see my apology video after that?
I did. I saw, and that's
I had a bitch up on that one. Hey, listen, I made a mistake. So here's what I did. I thought about it. I was like, I could either take that video down or I could show how I made a mistake. And my next video was I showed everybody. I said, look, man, I made a mistake. That wasn't good information. And look, I could have just took it down when I only had 60 viewers, you know, but I kept it up and I attached another video to it. And I just said, hey, man, I made a mistake. And that was that. So, I wouldn't suggest to do that because it doesn't look natural.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Yeah. Awesome.
Now, one other thing I want you to do over the next day or two is I want you to take a look at Weebly, Weebly. Weebly.
E-B-L-Y. Okay. And Weebly is what and does what?
It's a free website maker. You're not going to create the best websites in the world, but they're going to be extremely functional and they're free. So, for example, you could create a website called, for example, I don't remember how they do the extension, but weebly.com/SavannahBailBonds.com.
Okay.
Right? So weebly.SavannahBailBonds.com.
Okay.
And Google will treat that as if it's a real website attached to that business. So you don't have to go out and buy domain names.
Really?
Yes.
And
you don't have to buy hosting.
Really? So is that,
yes.
And it works, are you sure it works just as good as doing hosting domain, traditional organic SEO on the site? Will it help?
Well, you're not going to, that's the thing. You're probably not going to rank in competitive areas in the organic. This is just for the 3-pack.
Okay, but it will get me to the 3-pack. That's
It'll
all
get
I
you to the
care
free
about.
pack, and it reinforces the website. So, for example, I had somebody take it down. Somebody had their website taken down, created a Weebly, and said, "No, this is my website. What are you doing?" And it came back. They brought it back.
Okay.
They brought it back. So
Okay.
all you have to do is just, we'll talk about this later on. Is like spin
Okay.
some content,
Okay.
get a page or two of content, and then just put it on the page, and create a
Okay.
Weebly site for every one of your GMBs. Now, also another thing what you want to do is you want to create a Twitter account for every one of your GMBs.
What about
And
a Gmail account? What about like a Gmail account
yeah,
for everyone?
well, of course you
Yes.
need a GM. Well, of course you need a GMB.
Yeah.
You need a Gmail account for each one of them, of course.
Obviously.
Now, when you said that, I I wonder I wonder if you could if you purchased an aged Gmail account, would that help in regards to Google looking
Ranking.
at you? Not necessarily as ranking as in regards to taking it down. So let's look at it organically. Let's look at it. You've had a Gmail account for 5 years, and now you decide to put a GMB up, right? That kind of looks natural. How about this? You get a GMB. I mean, you get a Gmail account, and now you add a GMB to it. I mean, that's natural too, but I think it looks better that you've had an aged GMB. So I would look an aged Gmail account rather. I would look to purchase 10
Age
Gmail
Gmail
accounts,
account.
aged Gmail accounts. I would. I don't know if that's fact. I don't know if that's. I don't know. I don't know. I'm honestly saying I don't know. But I'm just saying that I think this is Guessio, not SEO. This is Guessio. But and I didn't make that up. But I believe that would look better if you had 10 Gmail accounts that were already aged, and then you put GMBs on them.
Okay. Awesome. Okay, so
You could get that. You could get them through.
Fiverr. The Fiverr work.
Yeah, you could get them through Fiverr. There's also another one that's. Geez, I'll text you later. I forget the other. There's another one out there, just like Fiverr. They sell some more Black Hat stuff there.
Okay.
I just got to remember the name.
Okay.
I'll get it out to you.
Okay, so real quick, before we have to go or whatever, I'd like to. So I've decided what I'm going to do. I'm going to do five. I'm going to use 5 of the, which we walked through a couple that I'm going to do. I'm going to do 5 tree and stump, and I'm
Put the mic closer to your mouth.
Sir.
Put the mic closer to your mouth so I can hear you.
Okay. Okay. So I'm going to do 5 tree and stump removal, and I'm going to do 5 bail bonds. So we just walked through that. Now the next process, and
not in the same city.
Not in the same city, all in different cities, all generally relatively around 50 to 70,000 to 100,000 population. So my next question is, my next step in this process is before we start doing the keyword research, which I'm hoping we'll get into that next time we talk, is to do a little bit of competition analysis as far as like their organic site, their actual GMB page. So here I am. I'm at Savannah Bail Bonding. I'm obviously going to try to rank here. What am I looking for?
Okay,
Brett,
so here's the best thing. Here's the best
Okay.
thing. I would suggest before our next meeting, you get a service like Bright Local.
Bright Local.
Yeah. In fact, before you even do the Weeblies and you learn about that, I would learn about brightlocal.com, Bright Local. And what Bright Local does is it analyzes the top 5 for that keyword in the GMB, and it lets you know how many reviews they have, how many links they have coming to their website, how many citations and what citations they have, how many pictures they have in the GMB.
Awesome.
And before I forget, when you do these bail bonds, you make sure you do 24 hours.
24 hours, and that is
right.
That, yes. Gotcha.
Right. It seems like an easy, an obvious thing, but I can't tell you how many people put their hours. In fact, I did years ago. I put my hours as 10 to 6. I should have did 24 hours because I accept emails 24 hours. I'm open 24 hours. Google gives a bump to 24 hours.
Okay, awesome. All right.
Right?
Okay, so my homework, so I've got my
Yeah.
GMB categories selected. I've got the cities, everything. We walked through that today. So my homework is to get Bright Local,
Right.
to research Weebly,
Yeah.
and
Just dabble in Weebly a little bit.
dabble in Weebly. I'm gonna get Bright Local, and I bought the SEO sharing club.
Oh, you did.
That
Which one
I
did you
did
use?
the same exact one that you did.
Private SEO. Okay, cool.
Private SEO group, and I bought I think it was $35 a month, and I get SpyFu,
Yeah.
Ahrefs, keywords. I get all these amazing tools, $35 a month. You can't beat it.
If you listen, it took me years to learn that trick. So coming out the gate, if God forbid something was to happen today to where we stop talking, let's just say, you already knew about Private SEO Club and don't hire salespeople.
Yeah.
You're 10 years ahead of everyone else.
You're crazy.
Okay. Another thing you need to do is you got to get your YouTube channel.
Okay, and that I thought about that earlier. I said, I've got to start being more active on social media. I need to start getting out there and not just it's just communicating with people in the industry. Getting out there and and just getting that collective wisdom and getting used to, because right now I'm in this seat, and I hope someday soon I'll be in your seat. That's my aspiration.
I appreciate you saying that, but you're going to far surpass me. I said that in the first episode, right? So you're going to far surpass me. I'm just giving you the tools to ramp up and go. But you have to get a YouTube channel, and I need you to start creating. I need you to start creating content.
Okay, so here's what I'll do.
Maybe not today, but
here's what I'll do is I'll start creating some YouTube content. I'll get a screen recorder, and what I'll do is I'll start recording the homework assignments that you give me, and my process on when I'm alone learning it, of going through. I'll start recording this, and
you know what you do? You create a video on how to do it, like how to use Bright Local. All these videos are like 2 hours, and people are making jokes and talking this, talking that. Like, you want to do a short video, like 10-minute video on how to use Bright Local.
Okay.
You'll be surprised that I'll be able to help people. You don't have to be a YouTube star. When I created my YouTube channel, believe me, I was like, people don't want to hear me. I sound like Rocky. Like who wants to hear my voice? Like I hate the sound of my own voice. But you know what? There's people out there. No, it's the truth. But there are people out there that like it. I don't know why. I couldn't listen to me, but there are people like, oh man, I like this guy. He's badass.
Yeah, you got
like that. People say that, right? People say that they like it. People like it. So So just do it. There's going to be there's going to be people that connect with you. There's going to be people that hate you, and there's going to be people that love you. Just do it.
Well,
all right.
So that's my homework.
Okay.
So
the next episode is going to be about Bright Local. You're going to show me Bright Local. You're going to show me how you use it, and we're going to make our decisions from there. Okay. So put in your keywords and let me see the competition for each keyword.
Okay, so next episode we can expect a tutorial on Bright Local and how to do competition. Bright Local and how to do competition analysis with it, and then we'll jump into our keyword research, which will tie into naming our GMB, naming our domain, stuff of that matter. Okay.
Love it.
All right, all right, Brett. This is awesome, man. I appreciate you so much for your time.
And I look forward to talking. I appreciate you. I appreciate you reaching out to me, and I appreciate being part of your recovery, and I appreciate being part of your entrepreneurism, and I appreciate being your launching point, because you're going places, kid. You're going places. I see it and I feel it. Remember what they said about Mike Tyson?
Only Mike Tyson can beat Mike Tyson.
That's it.
That's it.
Right? Okay. So remember that. Don't be Mike Tyson.
Gotcha.
All right, brother.
All right, brother. Bye.